Okay, this is the editorial for the 2015 CCO, day 1 and day 2. I had to delete the first version of this video because my hair was absolute trash back then. I'm not putting that shit on the internet. Okay, so let's just get into it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, the first problem on day 1, Hungry Fox. So you have N crackers, each cracker having a temperature, and also water with a temperature. And the tastiness of every time he eats a cracker is the absolute difference between the last thing he ate or drank. And yeah, depending on the order, total tastiness may vary. Minimum, maximum values. Okay, so let's just break this question down into its parts, right? Okay. Let's just break this question down into its parts. So, let's consider when the water is the minimum value. The water is the minimum value. And these are the crackers. And for now, okay, first we're gonna find out how we get the min val taste. Okay, there's cases, right? So if the water is the minimum value, how you get the minimum value of taste is simply, well, it appears to be just like this, right? Any other way, if you jump like over here, then jump over there, it's not optimal, motherfucker. Okay, so it's the same thing for when the water is over here. Not optimal. Yeah, so it's just the water minus the top, like the minimum or the maximum value. Okay. Now, what if the water was in the middle? Then how do we get the minimum value? Well, you can go to one side and jump back to the water and go to the other. So this jumping back does not get included in the answer. So it's just the distance from this to this, right? So for minimum values, that's how you calculate. That's how you get the answer. But what about for maximum values? How do you think is the best way, or the best way to get the most absolute difference when jumping between values? Well, it clearly wouldn't be like this, because then you only go across this once. There's no overlap. So the next thing you would think is jump from here to there, then to there, then to there, then to there. And you can prove this is the most optimal by, I don't know how to fucking prove this, so you could just gotta trust the process. So you can either do this, that could be the most optimal, or this. Okay? So how does the water factor into this? So at any point in time, right? If you can jump to the water first and then jump to your next value, and it's more, you should always do that, right? So every single time you can jump to the water and jump to the value you're trying to go next, and it's more than just going straight there, you should always do that. So the water is just used as like a nice to have. So here you would jump here first and then jump there, right? Okay, so that's basically the premise of this question, of the greedy. And I'll show you the code. Okay, first, sort the values. And this is for calculating the minimum. If it's smaller, then boom. Bigger, than boom. Otherwise, it's boom. And then you can either, as I said, jump from the first value first or jump from the last value first. And these two codes are basically the same, except this F starts at 1, this F starts at 0. And this starts at 1, and this starts at N. Okay, and then you output the answer. And yes, sir. Okay, that question's pretty easy. This question needs to be easier. Okay. Arkstid. Dijkstra. He'd like to find the longest route to his destination, right? Okay. So you know the answer to the traveling salesman problem, right? That's finding the longest route. And I think it has been proven that the traveling salesman is NP hard, which means there's no answer in polynomial time. And you can see by the constraints that it's to 18, right? So if it's NP hard, it's 18. So the basic idea here is you basically just want to brute force every single state there is. Since there's only 2 to the power 18 states, you either go to this place or you don't. You go to a place or you don't. And this is ordering, but I think that should be fine. It should be fine. So you can do this through memorize, but there's also overlapping subproblems. So you just record what places you've been to. So you just do a DP, or you do like it can be tabulation or memoization, but I did memoization, but I think tabulation might be easier too, but whatever. Edges, do that DFS. If you reach the place, if you reach the place, okay, this is a bit mask. Wait, what? I don't think this code works. Where's my real code? Yeah, that code didn't fucking work. My bad. Okay, this is the same code as before, but if you've already been in this state, and here DP is defined at this city, and you already been to these many cities. It's already the DP. You just use it. Otherwise, you have to do it, and then you record the answer. Boom. Boom shakalaka. That was cringe. Fuck this problem. This problem is actually cringe as fuck. Okay. Y'all go read the problem statement yourself, because my voice is dying. Okay. So basically what this question is asking is for it has a bunch of queries, and each query queries a interval of fixed length, and during this interval of fixed length it queries a single line. What's the maximum number of lines above it in that interval, right? So this interval is from 5 to 10, and it's querying the first line. Then it's asking how many lines are on top of it, and the maximum value is of course 1. It's scoring 5 and 10 for number 2. It's 2 lines above it at all times. What's a more interesting place? Okay, if it's going from 2 to 5, and it's scoring the first line, here there's 2 lines above it, but here there's only 1 line above it. So it's more optimal here. Also, it's not lines above it. Each line has an interference value, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm just saying that. So what you notice here is there's some special conditions. Each interval is the same length, right? And there's only 2,000 lines. Okay. So what truly changes the state? Okay, if you think of this iteratively as you're going forwards, and for each line, as this line is moving on the x-axis, what really changes the number of lines above it? Right? What really changes that? What changes that is when it intersects with other lines. For this one, for example, when it intersects with this line, which was above it at the start, if it intersects, then it's no longer above it. If this intersects with that, it's no longer above it. So that's, yeah. So the only important things here is the intersections. And for every line, you can calculate its every intersection and answer every single query in log time through maintaining a segment tree. The segment tree would find during that interval what is the maximum value. Yeah. Okay, the implementation is kind of tough. Holy shit. Yeah, we are off like 4 hours of sleep. Okay, input, and for every I solve, and then for every I stored the queries for every line it's querying. Okay, let's look at this. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Okay, first here, this is calculating the intersections when they intersect with the line you're querying right now. And here is, if it's bigger, then it's minus. If it's smaller, then it's plus. Yeah. Okay, sort the intersections. And in here, so basically this is getting rid of overlapping points. So it's like this, right? So if the points are all like this, then you have to you consider that the same point, since otherwise it might fuck up like off by 1 rounding or some bullshit. Yeah, I don't really know, but you have to consider that. Yep. And then build the segment tree. Segment tree is just a very standard segment tree. And now, okay, this is the meat and potatoes. So first, it does a binary search to find the starting value and the ending value in the segment tree, and it does that through doing binary search on the intersections, right? So if this intersection this binary search finds the first intersection that is within the boundary. Yeah, I think within the boundary. Yeah. And then this is the first, and then this is beyond the boundary, or before the boundary. Before the ending boundary. And here, this is a special consideration you have to do, since, okay, let me draw this out. So if it's like this, I don't know what the fuck I'm drawing. and the interval is like here, then you still have to consider this interval or this intersection before it. You still have to consider this answer over here, but it's not inside this interval. Okay, if that kind of makes sense. So you have to -1 if the where you're at right now is inside. Okay, yeah, okay, that example is kind of fucked up, but you get the point. Yeah. Okay. Discussions. Parking lot. Okay, wait, chill. Give me a sec. Alright. Okay, so in the parking lot, and each car is facing the north, south, east, or west, and this is the only direction it can go. And you're trying to find a way to move the cars such that everybody can get outside of the parking lot without crashing. So for this example, you first move the guy for 3. This guy goes east, boom, he's gone. Then you can get this guy to go down south. You can get this guy to go east, gone. This guy to go north, gone. Fuck's my shit. Okay, let's finish this up. Okay, so what do you do about questions that ask you the optimal order to do this shit? What do you think of? Motherfucker, what do you think of? Topological sort, bro. Alright, so you basically top sort, right? Just do some implementation and do a top sort. Okay, implementation, you can set an ID for every unit on the grid. And then boom. And keep moving. Okay, here. If you notice, this is n squared, right? And then this could also be n. So n cubed, that can only get 7%. So so this is the bottleneck, right? But there's an observation you can have. So the top sort is basically everybody in its path needs to be gone before it goes. But what if you find somebody in your path that goes the same direction as you? Then you only have to wait until that guy goes, then you can go. Because if that guy goes, then everybody above it is gone as well. So if it's going in the same direction as in your path, then you have to go to that guy, wait till that guy goes, right? So it's literally one line of code. If it's the same direction, boom, you're gone. You're done. You don't have to do it anymore. Okay. Did I even have a... Give me a sec. I don't even know. I passed? Okay, I'm not gonna cap. My solution can get hacked like very easily, but it still passed. So I don't know if you want to take this from me. Is this my thing? Oh Jesus Christ, it's fucked up. Okay, so I don't want to explain this. Just read the editorial yourselves, bruh. So the limits are super small, and you can do this. If you think about it, you can do this online. So like it's iterative, which makes you think of DP. Honestly, fuck this question. This question is just basically, you just gotta implement it. It's a lot of bullshit. Okay, fuck it. That's a horrible explanation. So, okay. You have notes and some drums, right? And then you have to play the whole piece. And there's times where the thing's getting played. And you're just trying to get the maximum amount of time to change your drums. So basically at each moment you can choose to change your drums or not, right? So you can set up a state where at each moment this is your drum state. Like in a DP mindset. This is your drum state. This is what moment you're at, and this is your drum state. And then you can do that. And just basically brute force that bitch. Holy shit, this is so brute force. Okay, first boom boom, and then do it. There's a lot of optimizations you can do, which gets this question under the time limit, but it's a lot of bullshit optimizations. This is if the drums are good, if boom, I don't even know, and then boom it again. Yeah, okay, my code is kind of dog shit. Let me, where's Andy's code? Yeah, he's my goat. Okay, yeah, this is horrendous. You basically just have to write a bunch of bullshit. My code could be hacked because it only changes 2 drums at once. But it still passed, so okay, whatever. Okay, this problem is kind of fun. So you have a n times n squared, and you have a shovel that can dig up k times k, and you have a bunch of species of shells, and for each shell species there's only 4 shells of that species, right? You can sell it for $1, but multiple shells of the same species does not have value. That's interesting. Yeah. And then it's online queries with sometimes doodoo birds will put their shit in there, bro. So you're trying to get the maximum profit. The probability that you can get the minimum profit at different points in time. Yeah, okay, so online doodoo bird shits on your shit, and then boom. Okay, let's not consider the queries yet. So first, 4 shells. So for each species of shells, right, you can consider how many k times k squares, how many of these squares you can shovel, how many of these goddamn squares it impacts, right? You can think for every species how many goddamn squares it impacts. So how many goddamn squares have at least 1 shell? What do you think of when it asks at least 1? What algorithm is that? What algorithm calculates at least 1? Inclusion exclusion principle, okay? Yeah, that's some bullshit, but it's inclusion exclusion principle. So then boom, you calculated for each shell how many boxes or how many squares are impacted, right? Let me draw this out. Okay, I did this problem a while ago. I don't Really? Got this shit played, bro. Okay, imagine you have a doodle bird shell out here. A doodle shell, bro. This shell is impacted. This shell is impacted. This shell is impacted. This shit is all impacted. But what if there's another doodle shit? Then you have to get rid of. Then you can't. That shit can't be impacted twice, bro. So you have to minus the intersection, which is inclusion, exclusion, principle. Yeah, you get me. Okay, dude. So now you have the number. Okay. So now, you have a 2D array. So maybe this guy's impacted by 4 shells, or there's 4 shells in it. So this guy's 5, this guy's 6, 7, whatever. And you can put all of these fuckers, since there's only the maximum value is like the maximum value of shells you can have is like 10 to the 5, I think. Yeah, there's only 10 to the 5 shells. You can put all of these values, these motherfuckers, into like a bit, like a binary index tree or Fenwick tree. Okay, fuck, what is my? You put all these motherfuckers in a Fenwick tree, and then you can query segments. So the question is asking how many squares have at least a minimum. Suppose it was 5. So then, if you put all these in a Fenwick tree, then you can query the goddamn interval. Yes, you can. Love yourself now. Yo, yeah, you can. You should. Okay? So that's how you do it. So what about the doodle bird now? Fuck the doodle bird. Okay, what if the doodle bird shits on you, bro? Okay, imagine the doodle bird shits here. Takes a fat ass shit. Then what? Then all of the squares that are all of these squares, you can't take that shit anymore. You can't. So you have to delete the answers from all of those goddamn squares. Okay, so that's the basic premise, and there's another optimization on top of that, but first let me show you the code. Ah, Jesus Christ. No, do not use the Lord's name. Dude, I became Christian after watching The Conjuring. Oh shit, okay. First input, then using inclusion exclusion principle to find all of the submatrices that have 1 shell. This is some basic inclusion exclusion principle shit. And this is a 2D difference array. Okay, I don't want to explain 2D difference array. You can probably search it up somewhere. It's basically 1D difference array, but you do it 2D. You add it here. Okay, I'm explaining it now. Fuck. And you minus it here, and then minus it here, and you add it back. And you lay it over, and you update the binary index tree. A simple binary index tree. This is simple shit. Okay. This is the optimization. Okay, let's not talk about that first. So, is this if the doo-doo bird shits on your ass? Okay, if the doo-doo bird shits, okay, you find the area it's impacted. Okay, so if you do this in n squared, then you can get like, I don't know, some 25, some amount of points, but you won't get the full answer because if that's n squared, if this is n squared, then this is n, that's n cubed. It's not possible. Okay, so what do you do? So you can do n squared. So you can do you can brute force loop around one of the values. So this is looping around the x which is basically the mark or whatever. So it's going down, and basically you're using a disjoint set union, using a DSU to optimize laying that dick over, since it might already be laid over, right? Let us out again. Okay, bruh. Man, just the doo-doo shit egg. And you already fucked this shit up. You fucked it up. Why is there a doo-doo egg here? Now, this shit is already done over. You don't want to do that shit again, okay? So what do? When you're out here, if you use disjoint set union to optimize this shit, and you connect all of these motherfuckers, then you jump all the way out here, and you're done. You're done. So, this DS, and then when you're back here, and then you join this shit up. You join it up. So, this DSU, it only does it in squared time, since there's no goddamn overlap, and the complexity of DSU is like somewhat linear. Okay, so you just basically, while it's, you start from the Y and you go to it's YY, and then while it's boom, you keep updating and you keep connecting the DSU. You keep connecting the goddamn DSU, and then you keep deleting, keep connecting, keep deleting. Boom! And for the answer, you just, this is the number of squares that boom, and this is the total number of squares. Boom. So that's the probability. That's it. This question is it. And that's it. That's it. Okay. Yep. I'll do 26. Okay, I have not done 26. I'll do 2017 and 2018 in a bit. See y'all next time.